Hello, classmates. I will talk about lupus in this presentation, and I choose this project because I have reasons in my personal experience to have a more willingness to explain a little bit about this sickness, since it's not common and most of the people don't know what it is. According to Mayo Clinic, lupus is a systematic autoimmune disease that will occur when your body's immune system will attack your own body's tissues and organs. These attacks that are caused by the lupus um, happen in many different ways to your body system. It will happen to your joints, to your skin, to your blood cells, to your brain, the heart, and the lungs. Most of the people that have this episode of lupus are also like a mild disease. They will be called flares. These are when the sinus system will get worse, but sometimes it will improve. But it will disappear and come back, and every single time it will feel worse. To identify some of the symptoms of lupus, uh, there are actually many and many that hasn't been discovered, but the most known are to feel fatigue, to have fever, to have joint pain, stiffness and swelling, shortness of breath, chest pain, dry eyes, headaches, confusion, and memory loss. These are symptoms that you are aware of what they are. But there are three symptoms that are not common comparing to another autoimmune diseases, like the butterfly-shaped rash that I will show you in a picture in a little bit. That will happen on your face. Basically, it will cover the cheeks and the nose. It can happen also in other parts of your body. The second one is skin lesions that will appear because of sun exposure, that they are called photosensitivity. This is also a symptom that is known for other autoimmune diseases, but it's not as common as I mentioned before. Um, One of that is particular for the lupus disease is called Raynaud. This Raynaud disease is basically when your fingers and toes they will turn white or blue, and I will show you a picture in a little bit. Here you can see three pictures. From the left to the right, we have photosensitivity. It will appear like red rashes that will appear all through your body and through your skin when you have exposure to the sun. The number two, it will not happen because of the sun, but it will just appear because your autoimmune disease is harming all your system inside. It will look like a butterfly, as you can see. It is from the cheeks and the nose, and it will appear like a dry skin and it will come out. It will also sometimes will you will want to scratch it, but it could also be confused with other autoimmune diseases that are similar to this one. The third one is Raynaud. As you can see, this one is very particular for lupus. Um, this is not a common autoimmune symptoms for other diseases. You can see that the fingers gets blue by the nails, and in the finger toes will be as well. Also, another one could be white, but white is not more common for lupus instead of the blue one, but both could be options. So now I will talk to you about why is the reason I choose this topic and why is personal to me to talk about this. So I have an aunt who died, the sister of my mother. She died at a young age in her 40s, late 40s. She had been feeling weak for the period of 6 months, but she was detected with stress and with other diseases, but not lupus. Since it was not a common disease, they didn't have a test to run to see whether they have lupus or not. They never detected her that until like 2 months before her death. They told her that she might have lupus. So they ran a couple tests and they started giving her medicine. She started with Chinese medicine that is basically making tea out of fungus to make her immune disease feel stronger. So when the blood cells are attacked, they will defend itself. Um, After 2 months, she had a pneumonia, and she couldn't breathe at all. And since her old autoimmune disease was so weak, that lupus has made it like that through the period of 6 months, she was not able to fight back, and she passed away. She left a family of 2 kids and a husband and uh, 7 brothers. Um, she is half German and half Indian from South America. I mentioned that there is not a specifically test to run whether you have lupus or not, but there is a various tests that you can do to make a hypothesis that you have it or not. So it is very difficult, as I mentioned, and you may do tests such as blood and urine test, read your own signs and symptoms, do physical examinations and finding leads. These are the general tests. But now I will tell you a little bit of the tests, which ones you should do. Erythrocyte sedimentation rate, a kidney and liver assessment, urinalysis test, antinuclear antibody NAA test is more known as, chest X-ray, and echocardiogram. It is also important to mention that since these tests are not common to make, such as like the erythrocyte sedimentation rate, they will be a little expensive. But now, since I did research, some insurances are covering them this test for detect lupus on time. And if you are feeling like symptoms that I will mention and you would like to run some tests, you can look in the Lupus American Foundation website, and they have some free test, not exactly free, but they will help you in a process to get a good procedure treatment for it without spending much money. So then, as I mentioned, that my aunt was half German and half like Native American, like an Indian blood, I will tell you who is more likely to have it. So according to the Lupus Foundation of America, it says that Africans, Asians, Native Americans descents are more likely to develop lupus than a white person, or more known as Caucasian. But it is also important to say that it can occur in all of them. Lupus can occur either in both in men or either women, but they mostly occur in women, especially on their young age between 14 and 45 years old. Then, since our project was about having our own personal goal, I put the goal on raising awareness to prevent death because of lupus. I especially scoped this campaign to raise awareness on young women within 14 to 25 years old, since I believe that if it's detected at a young age, it can be treated and you can have a normal life even with lupus. It will not make your autoimmune disease kill itself and all your system, your joints, pain, chest, etc. I will also, with this campaign, would like to promote the Lupus Foundation of America, and I have mentioned it before that you can reach it out because it is probably one of the best foundations that is basing their research on lupus and is spending money on future research actually to find a cure, since there is there is no cure currently. My other one of my primary goals also was to make this woman between the range of 14 to 25 being able to read their own body symptoms and being able to identify these symptoms and tell their doctor, since most of the women actually do not tell the doctor, and they will have negative consequences in the future. So it's very important that you realize what is going on your body. Since my campaign goal was to raise awareness, I did some posters that will recreate this and telling some statistics, since statistics are mostly affected when reading by people. It's mostly to scare them about what a sickness can make them in their body, and they will react to it. So my first one is lupus causes death and has no cure. In this poster, I put lupus awareness. Between 10 to 15% of people with lupus will die prematurely due to complications. But these complications are included the ones that they are not able to realize or treat it on time since they have not read their symptoms. That is why I put here. Lupus symptoms can differ greatly from person to person. The treatment will depend the type of flare-ups that you have since there is types of lupus as well. And I put please getting more information in the Lupus Foundation in America, and I put the contact as well. My second poster is about to inform actually what is lupus. So I put lupus is a chronic disease that can damage any part of your body including skin, joints and organs. I put 90% of the victims are women and these symptoms will include joint pain, stiffness, swelling, hair loss, muscle pain, fever over 100 Fahrenheit, and etc. Basically the purpose of this specifically poster was to make people aware a little bit of what is lupus and what are the symptoms that they can relate their life to maybe possibly have this or even to know if a friend or a family has them and talk to them about it. My last poster was less persuasive and it was more for informational and it says how can prevent it, and then the answer is always check your health. As I say, it is the most important part not only for lupus but for any disease to learn to listen to your body and read the symptoms. If you feel pain, if you feel sickness, you feel weak, please reach to your doctor. Even reach on Google if it is probably not the best main source, but it will help you out to discard some options because always we are what our body is saying. If our body feels bad, that means that we might have something wrong with ourselves that we need to know and learn how to identify it. Lastly, the idea of putting a PSCA about like a dead person from lupus regarding about how she died, I was actually got inspired by my aunt's death, and I believe that when it's like a text that is appearing and like kind of like something has happened to somebody, people will pay attention. That is why I got the inspiration on doing this kind of PSCA. But I also got controversy because me as a Christian, I don't believe that deads are alive, and I don't believe that they can speak. So I am sorry if you take it from that perspective. I am taking it from other perspectives, saying like, hey, this happened to me. I am dead because of lupus, and I would like you to do different and read your symptoms and be aware of what is going to your body. So again, I say, since I am a Christian, I don't believe that deaths are alive or they can speak or anything like that. It was just a good idea for me to like show how interesting it can be, like a conversation about life experiences that somebody that is not here anymore. Lastly, if in case you are diagnosed with lupus, please reach someone that is an adult or somebody that is a family or friend that it will give you much support. Since it is an illness that not many people is aware of, and there's not much, there's not like a cure or like a extremely research for years that has been made. People is scared of that, and people, of course, is scared of that. Then I recommend you to please reach to a friend and please reach to the Foundation of Lupus of America, because they will not only reach to people that has the same illness, but they will, it's not an illness, it's an autoimmune disease. They will also connect you with a group that will support each other and will help to fight this battle together with treatments and options to make this as not as slow to make this lupus maybe not cure, but they will slow it down. Finally, I would like to finish this presentation by telling you that if you're willingly to donate money for this cause, I will leave you here a note below about a cell phone number that you can call or you can donate. Everything is tax deductible, and people with lupus will greatly appreciate your effort on helping this cause. Thank you very much.